Hey guys, it's One Hernandez here. And I tell you one thing, don't forget to subscribe to the Canaries guys. Good lads guys, what a podcast. Watch them.
And I don't know where she goes at night, but I've gotta find out. Hey, you, not a clue. Wake up, I'm chasing you. Stop now, my head is don't know how to get me out. Hey, you, not a clue. Wake up, I'm chasing you. Stop now, my head is don't know how to get me out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a very depressed Canary Guys podcast. We're in freefall, lads.
We are like falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling, and we are fucked.
Yeah, I think fucked is the only way to describe it. I'm in such a mood that I've changed to another sport, as you can see. I'm now an American football fan. That's much better. Love the Americans. Oh, wait, no, I don't. They need to make decisions. Anyway, we're recording this podcast on a Monday evening. It will be Thursday by the time you see this podcast. So anything we say, if Liam Manning gets sacked, Ben
I was gonna
Napper
say,
gets sacked in that
wouldn't it
time.
Wouldn't that be so funny if we complain about them not doing anything and then everyone's gone by next point? That
It
would
would,
be
no, but it would be fucking great though. Like, no one's going to complain about that because that's just brilliant news.
As soon as we stop filming, Liam Manning sacked, Ben Napper sacked.
It'd be, yeah, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. If that happens, fine. Fuck, I would happily ruin a podcast to get rid of those two.
same.
Easy work. Anyway, yeah, we've it's been a while. We missed last week. A couple of us were on holiday, unfortunately, so pretty hard to record a podcast when your editor's away, Robbie, and obviously I was away as well.
I must say I enjoyed myself.
Great, that's good.
I just didn't know about Norwich City, which was nice.
So we've actually missed the coverage of 3 games. However, the problem is that I don't think we need to do in-depth analysis of these 3 games, if I'm honest, lads.
One word for 3 games. Can I give you one word?
Go ahead.
Dite.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else that can be said about this. There's absolutely nothing else. It is abysmal. It's shocking. Its standards are on the floor. The club's in freefall, right? There's nothing else we can say that will improve this. Like I said, we've had to do 2 podcasts this week. This, if it was all going well, we could probably have got away with one, but no. We had to do a second podcast as a fucking emergency because our club is so shit at the moment. We're sleepwalking
League One
towards
tour
relegation.
is looking so gorgeous, though.
What do you mean?
Posh away, Lincoln away, Northampton away, Blackpool away. I'd go on a night out.
Who's all of them?
Why are you obsessed with going on a night out in Blackpool?
But I went Blackpool the other year, and I actually loved Blackpool. I really enjoyed Blackpool.
Fair. All right. Yeah, I think they can all be summarised, in kind of one analysis because it was 3 of very much the same. It's slightly more encouraging performances in first halves, followed by complete capitulation. But then again, and I've said this a number of times now, people are like, oh, well, we did better in the first half, but like the standards are so low that any little positive is now like, oh my God, we did so much better. But when you're doing better than terrible, that's not acceptable.
I think as well, for me, the most annoying one out of them 3 is Swansea. He started off wrong. He changed it. He got a goal out of it. Can I say, for that goal, Liam Gibbs, I'll sing his praises for. He was really good in the build-up for our goal against Swansea, I thought. And then he changed it to back 5 when it was clearly working with Sergeant McCarm up front. Them 2 combined to get our goal, and then he changes it.
It's like
Do I think that's a solution? No, but was it working at that point? Yes.
Yes. So why do you change it? And
And
this is
it was
what
much
annoys
more
me.
effective than anything else we'd tried. So yes, I really do not understand changing it. I would agree with
I
that.
was I was I was one of the people who understood that maybe it's not fully Mannon's fault, like he was due a bad hand, as people would quote it. But Saturday to me proved that I think he's out of his depth a little bit now because he got something working with these bad players and changed it back. For me, that isn't down to the players or the players you have. That was your mistake. Why have you changed something that was clearly doing all right?
I
I
don't think
mean,
he's been had a bad hand at all. Really, I think he's um, has he there in terms of the signings, the recruitment. We now know as much as we got very excited. Is a lot of it right? As this is a question I really want to ask, and we'll cover it on this podcast. Did we all get excited because we spent a lot of money rather than looking at who we actually signed?
Yeah,
but
because go on,
go
Robbie.
on.
No, Robbie, go.
But we signed these players under the impression set by Manning, set by Napa, that we were going for top six. So
Yeah,
we thought we are spending money to really solidify our position, really go for top six, really go for playoff. They set this expectation and they're not meeting it.
Yeah. I think for how I looked at it coming into the season when we made these signings was Norwich don't typically spend a lot of money, especially on that many players. So I think we look at these price tags of. I mean, Whasgorononbuh was what, nearly 8 million? Am I right in thinking?
And that was
And
a good
yeah,
deal.
and that was a good deal. And I think the price tag lights up players fans' eyes more than the player itself. Like, and I think that's just the modern day of football. I think people get more excited with price tags than the player. You
I
look,
think the problem is I think the whole thing we've as fans, and this is where I'm really angry at Ben Napper. We've all been kidded. Right, we were kidded with Manning because We were all. How excited was everyone to get Manning? We were all really excited, right? Again, we've said it several times on this podcast. Bristol fans told us what would happen. Bristol fans told us that he's shit. We were like, "Oh, you're bitter, you're bitter." No, they weren't. They were fucking correct. And I do genuinely now believe that Ben Napper went out and went, right, which one of the managers who finished in the top six can I feasibly get into Norwich? And has basically done no research on the style of play, just kind of gone, right, well, we need results. Well, let's be honest, lads, David Wagner got us a top six, and he was fucking shite. So there's no. But let's be honest, that is true. It's the case of the situation. You can be shit and still get a top six, and there's
Yeah.
proof in the pudding. It exists there, right there.
oh, yeah. I think I said in the last podcast. I feel like we've been a bit mugged off as fans. Like we were promised all these expectations, and it is just shy. Like I
What
personally don't think we've had any sort of development. Like, can you name me one player who you think has developed this season under Liam Manning? There's one.
I
There's
will give you one. I will give you one.
and there's one
And
who
I
I could
only
think of.
Oscar Schwartau.
Exactly who I was about to say.
yeah.
Uh, I think Liam Gibbs to an extent as well, which was I know he hasn't played a lot of minutes, but I think
But
that's a
it's
bit of
even like a wing,
confidence.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and that's stupid of. But every manager plays him not in midfield. You've
I
seen
was
the
going to say
last couple of
I don't know
managers.
what it is about Liam. Is he telling people he's a winger? Like, is something happening? Because there's like five managers seem to think he's a winger. He can play up front.
I think he'll
Like,
cook the
we'll
Brexit.
see him in goal next week. He's everywhere.
I
Also,
think
do
what we need a Canary Guys podcast like bingo list of every position on the football field and tick off what Liam Gibbs has played until we can get all of them ticked off.
You can see me and Ashton are in the throes of depression because we are drinking the hard stuff. We're both on fruit shoots in this podcast.
Yeah!
just good.
Shots.
Fucking hell.
But yet again, out of all the signs we made this summer, who have been the best two? Harry Darling and McCarmer, the only two players who we've signed, other than Jeffrey Schlupp, but he's awful, with English
And
Football League experience.
But
I wouldn't argue.
I'm going to be a little bit controversial here. I think in the last 4 or 5 games, Harry Darlin's been pretty shite. I'm not
I
going
was
to lie.
about to.
But in all fairness to
I'm
Darling,
about to. Harry
you
Darling has
look
fallen.
but you look at the defence he's got to work with. He can't help that.
And actually, the best signing we've made is Vladan Kovacevic.
And yeah, you can and I'm gonna say something here, and you boys can agree with me or disagree. If Johannes off Turip had Vladan and Darlin last season, or even coming into the season, we would have kept him, we'd be top 6. And I don't think
I don't think it's an entirely out there shout.
and I think this new correct me, I've only seen bits and pieces, I've been at work all day. They're coming in, the Americans are coming in to have a meeting of what they can improve on, correct? What they can
They're
change.
having a few little meetings where they're going to be like, "It's all right, man, and it's fine. It's all right, Napa. It's okay. Webber, it's
But this
okay."
is this is the
People hit
sort
the
of
I
thing.
want to be at that meeting because I can tell them what they can improve on.
Yeah, this is what we should have
They
done
can
under Johannes off
improve on the
Turip.
head coach and the sporting director. They can improve on both of those. Get new ones. Fucking easy.
I want to say this. I think that was the sort of thing they should have done with Johannes off Turip last season. When things were
Yeah,
looking a bit dodgy, but he showed signs. He showed what he wanted to do. We saw
yeah.
development under a lot of
And,
players.
and
That's what not now.
why wasn't he given that? Let's be honest. Why is Manning being given this, and why is Johannes not being given that support? I'll tell you exactly why. It's all to do with the fact that Manning's on a 4-year contract and that they don't want to pay him big bucks to get rid of him. I'm
I
sorry, you've made a mistake. Now pay the price.
I remember when the Johannes sacking was floating about. I was not agreeing with it at all. And
But again, none of us believed it would happen because we were told
yeah,
that it would be a process. It would be a 3-year thing, and you know, the reason the Manning's being given time is injuries. I'd argue Johannes,
Johannes had it horribly.
Sargent, Angus Gunn, George Long played roughly half a season last season.
Yeah,
That's bigger
Johannes
injury.
had a worse injury crisis than,
yeah.
than what Liam Manning has.
I genuinely want a lot of our fans here who maybe were quick to want Johannes out, and that's understandable. I said at the time, I don't want him gone, but I understand why people want him gone. But
Mm.
you look at it now, I think Johannes deserves a fair apology from our fan base.
I
But
don't know about apology because I think at the time when the decision was made, it's beautiful with the benefit of hindsight. You
Yeah,
can hindsight till the cows come home. But at the time when that decision was made, I will stick by that I thought that was the right decision. I'm
but
not going to
then
back down and say, "Oh,
yeah,
well,
no,
it was
100%.
wrong
I
in
don't want you to
hindsight."
change your opinion, Chris, because you're a football fan of Norwich City Football Club. You want your opinions. I understand that. What I'm saying is these sort of emergency meetings. Why wasn't these done under Johannes off Turip?
Exactly what I've just explained because
phone
the
calls.
the reality is it's all to do with money, and this is where the club is finding itself in a very, very dangerous situation. We are at this rate, we are Sunderland number 2 before they got in the Premier League. We are heading for a Sunderland style car crash here.
Yeah.
You speak to Pedon. Pedon will tell you League One is only funds for a season, and if you get stuck there, you're
Yeah,
in fucking trouble.
and I think as well, like I know January's a while away, and we might be out of it come January, but I think we need 3 wingers coming January. We are really lacking on wingers.
But
Yeah,
again,
but it's all well and good, but we've got a manager who doesn't fucking play wingers.
Yeah, and
if you
this
don't
is what
if you don't make the change, you stay rooted at the second bottom of the table. No one's going to want to come here. No player's going to want to come here. No manager's going to want to come here. And again,
all
like
all of the best teams in this league, right? When you watch them, have
have
good
good
wingers
wingers.
who provide width.
And why
No
else
one's
do you?
playing a narrow midfield, right? There's a fucking reason for that,
Why else
and
do you
Liam Manning
think?
can't get his head around that.
Yeah, why else do you think we had some sort of hope last season, especially first half? We had the best winger in the league at the first half season.
We did, and
Last
he was
season,
quality.
I I know he had a poor second half of the season, yeah, but I will sing Borja Sainz's praises to the roof. I understand he had a poor second half of the season, whatever, but He, for a majority of last season, was the reason we were in a top 6 race at
Yeah.
any points of last season.
But, right, and here's another big statement. Borja Sainz, in the poor second half of the season last season, is still more creative than any other attacking player we've got currently.
I fully agree.
100%. Who else? Who else is anywhere near that output level?
I genuinely think the only person who comes close is Makama, but he's not a natural wide player. He's meant for the middle.
He's not a winger. He's not going to
You
dribble
know,
past people.
exactly. He's meant for the middle. And if
I
I
like
see
what
one
Makama
more,
does. I'm seeing good things out of him, but he's not that kind of player.
I genuinely am worried. I keep on saying all the time, call up Nathan Redmond. He's a free agent, all right? We need wingers, okay?
We won, but we
No,
won.
so get rid of Napa and his bum buddy. I've had enough of them two. I'm sorry.
We're
But
all agreed on that. Now, I don't think there's one Norwich fan who is nappering, and if they are, they're fucking deluded. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You're an idiot if you think that Napa and Manning in is a good idea at this stage. They are lost. They don't have any identity. There's no tactical style. There's nothing you can hang on to, and there's no sign of it getting better. If you could see improvements, but there aren't fucking any. And
No,
then he
there
comes
isn't.
out in his press conferences and goes, "Oh well, I thought we played really well." No, you fucking didn't. You're blind and deluded. Sort yourself out and get out of our football club before you fucking run it into the ground.
it's fair. Again, every game, like the 3 games that we've missed, every single game, it starts the same way. We start getting into it, and then we start making the errors, and then you can just tell. Like I was in Marks and Spencers when McCarthy scored. I felt nothing because I knew I'd get home. Got home, turned on the stream, 2-1, and you can see it coming from a mile away because it's the same system every game. Even when we do make the positive changes, we revert back to what doesn't work. And then
I
And my
think
my biggest criticism of all for Liam Manning, and I will sing it till the cows come home, like not even the fact that he is shit, like that, and that's a fact. But on top of that, he doesn't own the fact that he's made the mistakes in a cool way and go, "Do you know what? My tactics aren't up to scratch at the moment. I need to do better." He'll throw his players under the bus, throw the fans under the bus, throw the fucking club under the bus, throw the city under the bus. Any fucking thing he can throw under the bus, he does it. It's all to save his own ass.
yeah. But here's the
moved
thing, yeah.
in the
I do want to
region.
say one thing. I think the word to sum up Norwich at the minute, especially as a fan with all these losses, I'm just becoming desensitized to it all. Like
And
before,
that's
I used to be excited for a match day. Norwich play, yeah, they might lose, but at least they'll play some good football. It's just shit, shit, and shit. And I'm sorry. And this isn't me having a dig at Manning. All right, he may have made some like as a person, as a manager, I think he's awful. Yeah, I like Man as a person. He may throw people on the bus, yeah, but he's gone through a lot this year. In all fairness to him, he seems like a good bloke, and he has a heart for the club, the city. But from what he's done here, no, you can't throw that sort of face. He has been. He
I
is a
can.
Norwich.
I can.
it's not. It isn't Bungie.
Yeah,
Just
but
because he's from Norwich does not mean he gives a fuck about our football club, and I think that's becoming very evident at this point in
He-
time. I think, again, we've been
Bungie.
kidded, we've been lied
It's
to. Oh, it's always Norwich boy, Norwich connection. No, he doesn't have any affiliation with this football club. He doesn't give a fuck.
I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that, but it's no. He's never once said he supports Norwich. He never once
The
said he
word
cares.
apathy has been thrown around a lot, and it's absolutely correct to describe the
That's the most,
situation at the moment.
that's the most dangerous thing. But Webber, Napper, Manning, that even the Athanasios, they are all contributing to this apathy. And
Because none of them are acting. No one's
yeah,
acting. Everyone's sitting back and going, "Well, it might improve." Well, nothing's going to improve unless you change something, and that starts at the top. The man who brought the signings in who aren't fucking good enough for this club, and let's be honest, 75% at minimum of those signings are not good enough, and they might become good enough, but they're not championship ready good enough now.
well, yeah, because I remember last season it was all let's buy long-term signings, let Johannes develop. Why have you gone back to it this year? I thought the signers like Harry Dahl and Vladan Kovacic, where they're a good age. I'm not saying they're too old, they're not too young. They know what they're doing at a high level. Maybe not so much
Great
Vladan,
age.
but they you know what they're about. And then for some reason, halfway through, we thought let's bollock that off and let's go back to doing some youth shit.
What we've gone for, the majority of what we've gone for is failed players. That's what Vladan is. That's what Topic is. That's what Medic is. They're failed players, and we're hoping that because Norwich giving them a second chance, they can suddenly become good again. They weren't.
And some of those signings can be good, but you need the proven alongside it.
Yeah.
I just think the money we've spent, we could have spent it so much more effectively if we had actually. I look at some of the signings that teams have made in this division across the window last year, and I just look and go, we spent that much on like Diallo,
Hey,
who's been
well,
injured most of the season, has been okay, but
Lewis Dobbin.
in one game.
Lewis Dobbin.
Lewis
He had
Dobbin is a prime example. We had him on a plate.
refusal. And we
Yeah,
didn't get
but
him in
Had him on a
on
plate.
yeah, that's
record.
because he loves Johannes off Turp though. He saw what Johannes wanted to do. I think when he
But
came in January,
we still
I think the vision he was told was, "You come in loan now, maybe another loan. You're the Brawl Hassan's replacement, mate." That's what I think was said, and I think he was ready for that. And Johannes had him on a clear track.
But again, it doesn't matter. That should be Ben Napper's job is to speak to Dobbin and go, right, yes, all right, Johannes isn't here anymore, but we've got this great new manager coming in who's going to do great things. Come and play for us. We still need you here, and he hasn't gone and done that.
And again,
I do think the problem with that is probably that Dobbin is a player who I don't think Liam Manning wanted.
No, I don't think so.
But I think
and
that's because Manning's got the tactical awareness of my nan. So it's fucking
Well, the
blatantly
Milan
obvious that
goalkeeper.
he's not going to pick up on a good player who could be signed, is he?
No one heard what I said. That's fine.
I know I did. It's just sad. It's
But
never.
I think we need to. I know you boys don't like when I'm positive, and fair enough. Okay.
It's not I don't like when you're positive. I just, in this predicament, in 23rd in the league with
Yeah.
8
Okay.
points from 12 games, I don't know what there is to be. What is there to be positive about?
What I
Let's
will
say
say.
this.
Go on, yeah, go on.
Let's say the seconds you want done get done. You bring in good replacements. All of a sudden, that atmosphere, this mentality does flip on its head, and the season's back.
That is what I'm
Yeah,
going. That
and I
is exactly what
totally
I'm
agree
going to
with that.
say. It's so easy to change the entire sentiment around the club right now by acting. They are
Yeah.
not.
And
Choosing
look,
not to act.
that is the problem. The problem is the lack of action. If
Okay.
they
Yeah,
were
Can I say
acting and
Can I say
doing
one thing on
things,
top of that then?
yeah.
And I think I may be incorrect, but I think one of you boys have said it. And if you have, fair enough. I can't remember who it was, okay? But I do not like fans who say the season's done already, the season's gone, okay? I'm sorry, but like you just said, if we can act on this, yeah, and we bring in a new sporting director who we have a bit of faith in, a new manager, get Zoe Webber out, and you bring in someone from the Atanasios group who can come in and keep an eye on all this, keep it steady. I'm sorry, but our atmosphere, our mentality towards this football club will change within a heartbeat.
and I don't
Easy
disagree with
enough.
that. However, there are 2 or 3 big problems with what you've just said. Firstly, everything you said is entirely correct. None of it's happening. None of
Yeah.
it's happening. The club are not acting. The club have made it very, very clear that they will not act and that he will be given time. Now, if you leave it any longer, another month of this, I think, does put us in a position where there is no coming back.
Can I tell you?
We're strongly in a position to be relegated there.
Until
And
next.
let's be honest, this when you say the season's not gone, the season's gone now anyway. We're not getting playoffs, so what are we fighting for? To stay up in the division? Well, we shouldn't be anywhere near that. This club was sold to us as a top 6 club. We are not a top. We're not even a top fucking 20 club.
This season was told to us as a top six season.
Yeah.
But no, I'll quickly say this. realistically, the earliest time we're going to make a change
This international break.
by the fan base is going to be the November international break. We have 3 matches until then. We have Hull at home, who are on a mad run of form. They'll win easily. I think
They'll
2-3
beat
now.
us. 100% they'll beat us.
And then Sheffield Wednesday under the lights. They're in administration, but their fan base is
Are
together.
galvanised.
The players are galvanised. They have been lifted of this cursed owner. They will beat us because their players care more than ours do. They will beat us. And then we have Leicester at home. We lose that too. And then you've lost another 9 points, in which you could have sacked Manning about 5 games ago.
I can see it coming a million miles away. We will be too slow to act, and by the time we do act, it'll be too late.
And by the time we've acted, clubs like Southampton would have made a change. Would have got a good manager in. They'll be picking up points.
The other problem is, the further we let this slide, then when you sack the manager, who do we go and attract who's going to want to come to a relegation battle?
That's why you got
We need to be at least sacking someone early at this point now, so we can go, look, this is where we are, but there's plenty of the season left for you to turn this round.
And I
And
know
if you
I
do
keep on
turn it
saying,
round, next season you're this is a big project that you can get right. That's
and
how
this
you
is
need
what
to
I
be
think. This is
pitching
what I
it.
think Lampard's doing at Coventry. I know they wasn't as low as us this time last year. Coventry, they were what 19th in the league. He came in, he got them in playoffs. Fair enough. I'm not saying I expect that from River if we do sack it and someone comes in. And now
And it
look at
wouldn't
him
have
this season. He's got the free will. He's got them playing some of the best football I think Coventry played in years.
Coventry are the best team in the league by miles.
Yeah, I think they yeah. I think the
They're
only
tearing
team
teams
that
to
come
bits.
yeah. I think we were quite lucky to get a 1-1 draw that game.
We were very lucky to get a 1-1 draw. We conceded like 30 shots to them.
The only
Didn't we?
reason we didn't lose that game was a moment of magic from
pure luck.
Matthias Garden.
It's pure luck. And if you look back to the start of the season, even when again, look, we lost 2-1 against Millwall. We won the cup versus Watford. We won 2-1 against Portsmouth, but I think Vlad saved a penalty in that one, didn't he?
Saved a penalty and
He
made
saved
one
it
of
a
the
few
saves all
times
game.
towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Lost against Middlesbrough. Lost 3-0 against Southampton. Won 2-0 against Blackburn. Again,
They went down 10 men.
and Vlad won the saves. Drew 1-1 against Coventry. That was our luck. And even Stoke was lucky.
There's not
But
one performance of those games that
We're not
is a convincing, decisive Liam Manning performance. There's not one. And when you get to this stage of a season and a manager has no identity, no fucking clue where he's going, no plan, and is basically, from what he tells us in his press conference, his plan is just to work on behaviours and things like that. And it's not going to fucking work. He needs
I
to get a
genuinely,
rocket at those players and say, "You are in a relegation fight. Wake the fuck up."
I genuinely think we lose these next 3 and we come November international break, and I think that's where we depart ways with him.
I don't think we do.
Here's another thing that fucks me off with his whole throwing under the bus scenario, and I'll say it again. I'm going to be very angry this podcast, and I apologise to everyone who's having to listen to me rant and rave, but I'm going to do it. This whole, Norwich is too nice. You're the one who's in charge of that, you dick. Fucking hell. You literally control that. If you want to set them up more aggressive, you do that. That's your job. Don't say, the city's too nice. Yeah, the city's nice, but we can be a fucking arsehole football team if we want to be.
We even were under 4-up last season. We had games under 4-up last season where we dug in.
We got nasty.
Every 10 seconds.
Occasionally, you just have to be.
I
We were-
remember Slimani's debut against Coventry where he just yanked him back.
But who is in charge of deciding how nice or nasty that team is? It's Liam
Nick
Manning. It's
Stanley.
his
Oh, yeah.
responsibility. It's his fucking responsibility. I don't understand why he comes out in press conferences and goes, "Oh, we're too nice. We're too nice." You work on that then. That's what training's for. That's what your stupid team meetings that do fuck all are for.
At least Johannes' team meetings meant something. In all fairness to him, everyone complained about him having team meetings every day. At least it meant something.
Liam Manning just fucking goes into every press conference, says the same 6 buzzwords, and fucks off. And he doesn't change anything. He's allowed to meander around on a massive wage that we've paid him. The club's a fucking shambles.
I thought you were saying let him meow. I was about to say I don't want to hear him meow. Fucking hell.
It'd be a shit.
But here's the question I ask every single time when it comes about sacking Manning, and I'll ask it to you boys now. If we sack him, who the flipping on God's green earth wants to come manage us?
No one.
I would take anyone at this rate.
You know who
Even
I'd
me.
take?
I would rather have you in charge, yeah.
You remember when Neil Warnock said that in the interview from Norwich, he said that my style of play is winning. Fucking get him in. Don't care.
I honestly, right, and this is not a piss take. I don't care. You laugh at me all you want, Norwich fans. I don't give a fuck. I would rather
Big
have Neil
Sam.
Warnock in at this point in time.
Oh, what did you say, Big Sam? Get Big Sam
No,
in.
I would. I'd rather have Big Sam. I'd rather have fucking any of them.
Roy Hodgson, is he still kicking?
He's still about.
Is he alive?
Does look worth the wear, bless him.
I'd rather have any of them relegation style managers who are going to get the job done in. Because
Robbie,
I'll be honest, at the point we're at, that's what we need.
any managers that you'd want?
But realistically, any that I'd want would not come here.
My ideal is Michael Carrick, but I don't think he comes.
Exactly. We are not an attractive proposition. Look at us.
This might rile a few Norwich fans up, and Russell Martin's shit, but I'd rather him than Liam Manning.
Russell Martin in League One would be lovely.
Russell Martin will at least play some exciting. We'll get relegated in style under Russell Martin anyway.
Egan do.
Yeah.
I just think. I understand.
Bindable.
Even though I try and be Mr. Positive or whatever, I know we're in a shit situation, but I also know with the actions that we don't think will happen, but if they do happen, fingers crossed they happen.
I hope we jump on here on Thursday night to record the second podcast of the week, and we are all saying, thank fuck it's over. But we won't be.
Realistically,
I think the time is closer than what you lot are making out, though.
it's
It's
not.
close, but
No.
but the problem is I think he's given more time than is necessary.
I think the only way that it happens soon is if things get nasty on Saturday, and they will.
I think international break is when we go away from him.
Yeah, which it should be earlier than that, but there we go.
Yeah, I
need a
Right then, before we end, Mark Atanasio is coming on BBC Radio Norfolk on Wednesday. What's he going to say?
We back
to
Lee
give
Manning,
Manning
Ben
time. We're backing him, and basically be patient. And he's gonna I honestly don't think he's quite ready for the wall of questions that is about to hit him, because
the Sammy Dingle question.
I don't think he knows the level of anger within the fan base, because I think it's being misrepresented by Napa and Manning and people like that who he speaks to on a daily basis. And Napa is the main one. I think Napa doesn't really know, because I think he's deluded. So I do think he's going to get a rude awakening, and that's why we're recording on Thursday night, if we're honest, because we are so fucking here for it.
No, but just quickly, Canonical of the Week this week is going to have about 10 of different clips of the Atanasio.
Yeah, this is going to be like a canary caller of the century.
It's going to be like, who's going to come on? Who's our favourites?
Tony one of them?
Dale.
Yeah, Dale's going to come on. He's going to call Atanasio an American nonce, and then they're all going to fight each other, and then Tulsa will come on, and then
I was going to say Tulsa will be there, and it'll be like relatively positive.
And if he won, he hates him.
I wish I didn't have work, because I probably would have called up and said something.
I mean, you know what's going to happen at the end. the bloke who sang before Ipswich is going to come on and sing a song like, "We've got the Americans."
He thinks man will turn it around.
That's the best outro song to a podcast
That's
ever.
not fair.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. I hope Norwich City's happier soon. I doubt
This
it.
was a
Will.
mess of a podcast, but then so on Orange at the moment, so it suits it perfectly.
Yeah,
See you all.
we'll see you later. Hopefully,
We will see you later this week for another instalment. Well, by the time this comes out, tomorrow actually, so you double header.
You lucky things. We don't half treat you.
We put out some content for you boys. Trust us, it's definitely not me just getting very angry.
We love it. We love it. And with that, I think it's time to end. Thank you guys for
Fantastic
watching.
stuff. Thank
See
you
you
so much
later.
for your support as always. Up the Liam Manning sacking.
I thought you
Yes.
said, I thought not what you say for a second.
And with that, it's time to end. Goodbye.
Bye.
Can you help but think I'm falling, falling? I've drank too much and now I can't see straight. I'm gonna feel this in the morning when the lights are getting brighter and the days fade away. The room starts to spin, I'm running for the bin. The sun is coming up.